Smith and Nelson in the morning on 94.9 KYSS FM. What they tweet, what they do, it's what's making news in the world of country music. This is the Music City 60 on 94.9 KYSS FM.
Yes, it is your Music City 60, and yesterday was the 17th anniversary of Carrie Underwood winning American Idol.
Wow.
And in honor of that, she posted a page from the Journal of, in her words, a 22-year-old farm girl who just had the most incredible night. So I guess right after the win, she went home and, wrote it down exactly what happened, and she kind of wrote it down saying it all came down to the final moment. Ryan had the gold card in his hand, big moment, took one more look at the crowd, let it sink in for a few seconds. Crowd went wild. I started crying. All the other contestants were sent out to hug me. I was crying the whole time, and then I was asked to sing. I blubbered through Inside Your Heaven. But that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
It's like a make-or-break moment for Carrie Underwood right there.
Kind of cool that she just immediately after wrote down all her thoughts.
Absolutely, yeah.
Speaking of writing down your thoughts, Tim McGraw put a post online addressing the school shooting in Texas earlier this week, and some pretty powerful words from Tim. This is what he wrote. He says, "To me, this isn't about political sides, personal freedoms, or beliefs. We as human beings need to realize we have a disease that needs recognition, treatment, and a cure. Divisive rhetoric has done zero to help the problem. It's only made it worse. For 1 minute, let's set aside our idealistic views and concentrate on the kind of world we want our children to grow up in. This sort of tragedy has become far too common, far too acceptable. Shouldn't have been acceptable 20 years ago, 4 years ago, or 1 week ago. It should not be acceptable. This is not normal." Kind of some heartfelt words from Tim there.
Absolutely.
Didn't jump on the gun issue or anything like that.
Right.
Just kind of laid it out.
Yeah, there you go. John Jones of Eli Young Band talking about why he likes performing for the troops, which, of course, Memorial Day is this weekend. He says, "It's allowed us to understand the sacrifice they're making, see it firsthand. It's been one of the biggest pleasures of our career. It's one of the things we never thought about would be so meaningful to us when we started a band."
How about this finally? I love it. Lainey Wilson says she used to impersonate Hannah Montana to make money. She says, "I learned all 15 of the Hannah Montana karaoke tracks."
Man.
Says she would go out and sing them. She would do birthday parties, fairs, festivals. She said, you name it, she was performing. And then she finally hung the wig up, but she said it made her some money, and she did it for about 5 years.
I mean, that's pretty genius, especially because that's the whole plot of the show. It's like somebody putting on the persona of Hannah Montana.
You're right. I didn't even think about that. But how crazy is that? Lainey Wilson, she spent 5 years trying to break into country music and become a star, and she did it as a Hannah Montana performer. That's great.
And now you're in the know with Nashville. Smith and Nelson's Music City 60, 94.9 KYSS FM. That's what's newsy and noteworthy with Smith and Nelson on 94.9 KYSS FM.
Yes, it is what's newsy and noteworthy for your morning, and some Walmart locations are cracking down on self-checkout shoplifting and are issuing citations if people walk away without paying for all their items. In some cases, people actually are stealing. Other times, people just make mistakes, accidentally leave something in their cart, whatever it is. But in some cases, the police were called. One woman said that because her mistake was more than $30, the sheriff arrested her for petty theft. She didn't say what it was, but $30 is not just like a couple of missing vegetables. So there's that. But Walmart said they are taking basic measures to control inventory. They wouldn't say how widespread their self-checkout crackdown is or what their policies are for citations and other penalties. I
don't get Walmart giving you a citation.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works exactly.
That doesn't seem like it'd be something I would even take serious.
Right.
I mean, I'd be like, oops, I missed that. I didn't pay for it. Let me pay for it.
These $3 bananas. I have to go back to Walmart and pay for them? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, I just don't understand how that would be something that somebody would be, serious about.
Right.
Weird. This is speaking of weird, interesting story. Oklahoma City police looking for a man who recently threw a grenade into an Amazon delivery truck.
Oh, jeez.
The driver was in the truck. Someone ran up and threw a grenade into it. The driver jumped out while the truck was moving.
I mean, man.
The van ended up crashing into a mailbox in a parked car, and the guy kind of got hurt when he jumped out of the vehicle. Bomb squad showed up and removed the grenade. So luckily it wasn't like
it didn't
explode or anything.
It wasn't a live grenade, I guess?
Yeah, but I mean, sheesh. What is that?
That's terrifying. That's wild. The Ellen DeGeneres show ends today.
Final day.
Today is the final day. Jennifer Aniston and Pink will be her final guest. Jennifer Aniston was also the first guest on the Ellen show.
Oh, that's cool. Full
back
circle.
Today, exactly. But after today, you might not hear from Ellen for a while. She's taking advice she got from Oprah Winfrey to take at least 1 year off now that her show is done, no matter what. which is actually advice that Oprah didn't take when she ended her show. But Ellen says she's going to try. Says, I have an incredible offer right now. I actually got several months before I finished. Really hard to say no to. I'm just asking to delay it because I'm really trying to sit still. It's a self-imposed break.
So even Oprah says, do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, here's a story about a guy in Canada recently found a wallet that had $5,000 in it. It's a lot of bills to be in your wallet.
That is.
You can probably close that dang thing. Guy took the wallet to the police. Officers were able to return the wallet to the rightful owner. It's a great feel-good story. I think the guy's like immediately going, gosh, what did I do that for? They gave him a gift card to Tim Hortons and a coupon for some pizza for his effort.
Oh, man.
Someone returns your wallet with $5,000.
You know, even like $100 or something.
Yes, you gotta give him
nice.
something. It's a gift card to Tim Hortons and a coupon for some pizza.
There you go. This is a good endorsement for why you should never listen to anything people say on TikTok. A mommy blogger recently shared a trick on TikTok to keep uncut avocados fresh. She said you just submerge them in water, store them in the fridge for up to a month, and she says they'll be as good as new. The FDA just weighed in and told people do not do that because those avocados can end up covered or even filled with dangerous bacteria. Close to 1 in 5 avocados have listeria on the outside, sometimes salmonella, and when you leave them in water, that bacteria spreads, multiplies a lot faster. So actually, don't do this at all. If you've seen this on TikTok, ignore it.
That's a perfect don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Exactly, yeah.
Just in the sense that someone has an idea and say, oh, this is how you do it. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
98-year-old World War II vet graduating high school in Ohio. Guy passed his exams before earning his diploma. Said, I think everyone should get all the education they get. Don't pass the opportunity to get it. I think education is very important. He's 98. The coolest part of the story, though, one of his great-grandchildren also walked in the commencement ceremony.
Nice.
As he's doing it, his great-grandkid's doing it, too.
That's pretty cool.
How awesome is that? There you go. Newsy and Noteworthy for your morning with Smith and Nelson. It's KYSS.
This part of Smith and Nelson in the morning brought to you by Hunter Bay Coffee, Montana's premium gourmet coffee roaster.
When you're new in
Stories pulled from the KYSS FM mobile app. This is what's going on around town on 94.9 KYSS FM.
All right, all these stories with your KYSS FM mobile app or at KYSSFM.com.
Yes, indeed. A Carousel from Missoula celebrating 27 years.
27 years.
That's incredible.
This is a cool way to do a birthday. All birthdays should be. You go to the birthday, you get a gift too.
Yes, absolutely. So on Saturday, May 28th, that'll be the 27th birthday for a Carousel from Missoula, and they're offering free rides for all kids and kids at heart.
There you go.
There you go. Courtesy of John Thompson of Hobby Horse Arts. You stop by a Carousel, get a free ride. It's pretty good.
There you go. A story that Denny posted yesterday, talking about how they're going to do some work on the M Trail.
Yes.
They're going to have a kind of a portion. They're going to do a little rerouting. I guess as part of the work, they're adding like 100 additional railroad ties.
Okay.
And, of course, they're saying, if you want to volunteer, I mean...
be like an M ambassador.
You know, you can help out with the whole process.
Yes, you can be an M Trail Ranger, kind of look for part-time summer employees to provide a friendly presence on the trail.
There's details how you can help with contact information and more as the trail gets a little work done.
Are they also working on making the trail easier to hike?
That part, I don't think so.
I've had some issues with that in recent weeks.
Yes. Let's see the other story. We talked about this earlier in the week. Downtown El Cazador closing up shop.
After almost 30 years in business. Yeah, El Cazador in downtown Missoula closing down for good. The good news is the other El Caz location over on South Avenue will still be open, and they'll still be doing their thing.
Yeah, they've been running both spots, especially with people in short supply right now.
Yeah, it's got to be difficult.
It's been putting in a lot of hours, and I guess they just said, you know what, we're ready to just kind of focus on one place. So the downtown El Caz closing, and tomorrow, actually, the final day they'll be open.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And speaking of tomorrow, it's kind of the start of the holiday weekend.
Yes.
Of course, Memorial Day weekend here.
Memorial Day weekend, which Missoula actually leads the nation in the number of wreath ceremonies that happen for Memorial Day weekend.
That's kind of a crazy, interesting stat.
That's wild, yeah.
The earliest one starts at 7 o'clock on Monday, and there's kind of ceremonies just throughout the day. Almost kind of like hourly until the early afternoon.
Yeah.
But if you want any details on the different places that you can gather, pay tribute with the ceremonies, for Memorial Day. We've kind of laid all those out for you and have a list that you can check out. And all these stories with what's going on around town, you will find with your KISS FM mobile app.
It's Odds and Ends with Smith and Nelson on 94.9 KISS FM.
Yes, it is. Some odds and ends for your morning. Jeff Bridges saying he almost didn't survive his battle with COVID last year because he had been undergoing chemotherapy for lymphoma, so his immune system was just completely wiped out. Said he was fighting it for like 5 months, something like that.
Wow.
But luckily he made it through, and his cancer is currently in remission, which is also good. So Jeff Bridges seems like he's doing a lot better now.
Very cool. This is a fun one. A man says he recently missed a phone call from his friend. No big deal, right?
Sure.
But his friend is serving on board the International Space Station.
Oh, no.
So he was sharing the story on Reddit. Says he didn't answer the call because on his phone it came up as U.S. Gov. And he was like, I ain't answering that. And then he realized, oh, no. And then he found out what happened. Says, felt like an idiot for not answering the phone.
That's funny.
And, yeah, there you go. But, yeah, you see that and you're like, oh, boy, call me about my taxes or something. No, thank you.
Yeah. In January, Winnie the Pooh entered the public domain, and now he is entering the domain of horror. There's a movie on the way called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And some creepy images hit the web yesterday. No information really on the plot except that it's a horror retelling of the famous legend of Winnie the Pooh. So they're allowed to do this because it's in public domain.
So nobody you have to answer to for rights.
Exactly, yeah. Disney still has the rights to their version of the character, but anything based on the original stories, totally fair game, do whatever you want.
And that's the first thing someone thinks of.
Yep.
How to do that as a horror. You're going to go see some Top Gun tomorrow.
Yes, I am. Very excited.
The film is projected to make $1 billion worldwide, it says. Tom Cruise, part of his deal, he gets 20% of the profits.
Man,
So
pretty good.
If that hits $1 billion, Tom Cruise will pocket $200 million.
That is not a bad deal at all.
For making a movie. That is wild.
That is pretty incredible.
They're expecting just the opening weekend to bring in $180 million worldwide.
Nice.
$100 million of that coming from North America. But, geez. Not bad for working on a project.
Definitely not. That's pretty solid.
Tom's got a good deal there.
Yeah, this has been going viral online. An HR quiz that somebody took. The question asked, which of these could prevent people from quitting? A ping pong table, more responsibility, or raises? The person who took the quiz picked raises. Said they were wrong. It said the ping pong table was the correct answer. It said that raises were incorrect because often when an employee leaves, it's, quote, not about the money. And, of course, people are kind of dragging that online, being like, I think people would rather take the raises than the ping pong table.
I think it depends on the raises.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know, you're going to get a small little raise that by the time it adds up to anything, then taxes, and you're like, oh, boy, hey, I got another $16 on my paycheck.
Yeah.
Maybe they'd rather have a fun time at work and share some laughs on the ping pong
It's possible, although if that's the kind of raise they're trying to offer you, then maybe you should try to find another job anyway.
Sure. Some stuff that happened on this date. How about 1907? John Wayne was born on this day in 1907.
Wow.
On this date in 1927, Ford Motor Company stopped manufacturing the Ford Model T.
So John Wayne was 20 years old when the Model T stopped.
Isn't that wild?
That's crazy.
Yeah. This date, 1994, Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley got married. And then 19 months later decided that was enough of that.
Yeah.
Birthdays for you today. Bobcat Goldthwait is 60. And Hank Williams Jr. both 73 today.
Wow.
There you go. Some odds and ends for the morning with KISS.
When it's country in Hot Springs, it's Montana's country leader, 94.9 KISS FM.
Montana's country leader, 94.9 KISS FM. Smith and Nelson in the morning and taking a look at some good news stories for the day.
Yeah, these are some nice ones from around the world. A couple in Scotland named Alex and Jane Hamilton finally got married after 6 decades.
Wow.
She is 89. He is 91.
Oh, jeez.
They've been together for 60 years. They never actually got engaged until a few weeks ago. He casually said, I think we should get married.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, all right. So
inspiration hits people at different times.
Exactly, yeah. He didn't want to commit just yet.
Make sure she was the one.
Exactly. But they had a full Scottish wedding on Saturday with kilts and bagpipes. One of their kids joked that he didn't get done on one knee to propose because it would have been dangerous at his age to do so.
He can get down and propose. He just maybe can't get back up.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. A little kid in California going viral after an elaborate walk-up dance before his at-bat in a t-ball game. His mom says he's a goofy kid. Doesn't surprise her.
I watched it. It was a fun video.
Yeah, that's pretty good. An animal shelter in California rescued a raccoon that chewed a hole in someone's roof and then got stuck halfway in with its butt sticking out. So you can see the photo of the raccoon kind of stuck halfway through the car. They were able to save the raccoon, reunite it with its babies nearby. No word on that person's car. But the raccoon is at least okay.
Chewing a hole in the roof.
Yeah. On her own birthday last week, a marine biologist in Spain found a humpback whale tangled in a fishing net, saved its life. And she and another diver worked for 45 minutes to cut the net away. She says that saving it was the best birthday gift that she could have gotten. It was pretty nice. And then finally, an 18-year-old in Australia lost her mom when she was 7. She was sad the guy she's dating would never get to meet her, but then he was going through some old class photos. They realized her mom was his kindergarten teacher.
That is a great good news story.
Yes, absolutely. Love that.
Just imagine that moment. That's cool.
Yes, definitely. There you go. Those are some good news stories that are happening around the world.
Yep, this is your local country morning show. No bones about it. Smith and Nelson on 94.9 KYSS FM.
Are you getting married?
You know, newsworthy nugget of the day with Smith and Nelson on 94.9 KYSS FM.
Brought to you by Farside Sign, Missoula's leading full-service sign and custom vehicle graphic shop. Farside Sign in the 2200 block of 3rd Avenue West.
All right, nugget time. We try to find a piece of information, and then we analyze it, and we really break it down.
Exactly.
And decide if it's worthy. Do we think not enough people know this, that we should share it? And then it gets stamped with the nugget stamp of approval.
Is this information the masses need to know? And, today we're talking about one of my favorite bands, actually, AC/DC. Did you know the AC/DC logo, the iconic logo, the lightning bolt in the middle and the pretty distinctive lettering, that was based on letters in the first book ever printed, which was the Gutenberg Bible. Which is sort of ironic considering how satanic a lot of evangelicals thought AC/DC was in the 70s. But a lot of their stuff, it was based right in the Bible, the way it was looked. And the guy who created it was paid a one-time fee, never got any royalties out of the logo, so kind of got screwed over on that one a little bit. But he also did the logos for Pepsi and Time Magazine.
Okay.
Yeah, so it probably evened out in the end.
Made a few bucks then.
I would guess, unless they also paid him one-time fees. Who's to say? But still kind of a cool thing. The AC/DC logo, based on the first book ever printed, and the guy who did the logo did a couple of other big ones, too.
Right.
Need to or not, now you know.
We